Today is August 21st, and it's 4 o'clock. So, first, call the roll.
Chairperson Juan Garza.
Here.
Vice Chair Ted Masiacos.
Present.
Alderman John Lash.
Here.
Alderman Emmanuel Llamas.
Here.
4 present.
Okay, approval the minutes. Item 230622.
So moved.
Okay, motion Alderman Ted Masiacos, second Alderman Emmanuel Lamas. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed 4-0. Public comments?
We have no one signed up for public comment today.
Okay. All right, can you please bring the first item in the agenda?
Item 23-0639, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to enter into a professional services agreement with Olea Networks, Inc., DBA Olea Edge Analytics, Bee Cave, Texas, for large water meter sensor and analytics services in the amount of $285,300.
Good afternoon, John Hoffman, Engineering Division. So our system, our revenue from all of our water production comes from our 50,000 or so water meters that we have in town. So we have a master meter at the water treatment plant and all those individual meters at each customer location. So we want those meters to be as accurate as possible so we generate the most amount of revenue possible. So we have kind of two categories of water. Water meters are smaller, 5/8, 3/4, and 1-inch diameter meters. We have about 48,000 of those. Those are typically residential meters. We've been replacing those meters over the last 10 years or so. And then our second category of water meters are our 2-inch to 6-inch meters. We have about 1,800 of those in town, and these are, typically our larger water users. So we don't know when those have been tested or replaced in the past. So we kind of identified this as an area where we can, try to make sure we're creating as much revenue as possible for our water use. So what we did is we created an RFQ. We went out to bid, we did a QBS, and we received two submittals. Olea Edge was the highest ranking consultant. So we worked with Olea to kind of come up with a plan on how to address these larger water meters. So we identified our 4-inch and 6-inch water meters to test, as these are typically your highest water users, kind of lowest hanging fruit. So we have about 100 4-inch meters and about 10 6-inch meters that we're gonna analyze. So, and also just to give you a reference, on a monthly basis, our 4-inch meters produce its average is about $10,000 in revenue for each 4-inch meter. Our 6-inch is about $15,000 per month, so it's a little over $1.1 million in revenue per month. So it's, even being off a small percentage, can add up quite a bit. So what Olea does is they add sensors to the water meters. Then that's transferred via cellular network to their to be analyzed with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and then they create recommendations on, whether this meter is just incorrectly sized, whether this meter just flat out needs to be replaced, or whether it can be cost effectively repaired. So we're hoping we get a lot of cost effective repairs to be done on these. We also, post repair, they would analyze for a month to make sure that it's operating properly. There wasn't multiple errors that we missed. And then on a monthly basis for this 1-year contract, they'll go over any meters that maybe popped up as having issues. So the goal of this contract is to be as accurate as possible with our water usage on these 4- and 6-inch meters. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Comments, questions? Yes?
I do have a question. Can you just help me understand then how we are losing about $250,000 right now with the existing sensors? So I remember it was probably about a year ago, there were some other type of sensors we were looking at just to help us detect leaks in the water piping or the plumbing. These are more just for lost revenue, but I mean, wouldn't the end user have their own meter that would tell us how much water they consumed? What's the correlation with this and the lost revenue?
So what can happen with these meters is if there's an issue with them, they tend to under-report. So you'll have, yeah, they'll just read
Are they
less
just going
than,
to like one building though?
yeah.
Or are they just along the way somewhere, like along the water main?
No, yeah, these would be at the user end. So yeah, at the it would just be at a particular business or you know
Okay.
just like the water meter that's in
I
your
thought these were
house.
in addition to that, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Clarification.
Yeah, and then the $250,000 that was estimated. So that's from our census analytics. So they again, it's kind of like artificial intelligence that analyzes. Their census is the company that kind of manages the meters we currently have. So they kind of use their analytics to say that we estimate that these 4 and 6 inch meters are losing approximately $250,000 in revenue a year. So
Could the opposite be true, that where the meters are actually charging residents or a building more water than they're consuming, rather than underreporting?
right, it's possible. I think the percentages are a lot more minimal. Like you might only overreport a couple percent, whereas I mean you could have a meter that's not could be broken or not reading at all. But I think that the vast majority underread.
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you. Just to follow up on that, I was going to ask a similar question, that they're attached to a building, the 4 and the 6 inch. And then how long I have 3 questions. How long do the sensors stay on there after the initial report? And then will you be prioritizing, I assume, that report for us and coming back with some sort of aggregate estimated cost to how to repair all these meters? And I'll save my 3rd question.
Okay.
Let you hit those 2.
Yeah. So, sorry. I was kind of lost. Could you repeat the question, please?
After whatever the OLEA
Uh-huh.
does all their analysis, do those sensors stay on those meters for a period of time?
Okay.
So if we make a modification to it, will they be monitoring it 6 months afterwards to make sure that the modifications hold up?
Yes.
So that's one question.
Yeah, so it's for, right now we have a contract for 1 year. So they ultimately want us to keep them on there forever, but we want to kind of see how this program works. And so this contract's for a 1 year contract, so it's constantly picking up readings for 1 year.
Okay,
and then
the
we
next-
analyze it once a month. after
Okay,
the
so you're going to
repairs
get a
are made.
monthly report.
Mhm.
And that's kind of my next question is, once I'm guessing you'll come back to this body with some sort of aggregate summary of that report and prioritize everything that we need to change, and then continue to monitor progress as we
Correct,
see if this
yeah.
is I assume it's going to be valuable if we're able to calibrate the meters.
So they'll provide, recommendations based off of, the most lost water, on down.
Okay,
would be
and
the-
and then is there something that indicates that the larger meters are the ones where the problem is versus the smaller ones? Or is it just that it would be impossible to regulate and monitor?
Yeah, I think it's just-
48,000?
Right, it's best practice, since we don't have any sort of data of when they've been repaired last or worked on last, to just go after your highest water users is kind of the most efficient way to go about it to start with,
Okay.
if that
and-
makes sense.
And then what Alderman Yamas said, there was something of leakage in the past, a leak test, is that, just maybe fill me in.
Gotcha, yeah, so we
Because I
also.
wasn't part of the.
Gotcha. We also have a 3-year program where they do leak detection, but that's on like the water mains, water services, fire hydrants, valves in the system. So they get through a third of the system every year, and they're trying to find, those water main breaks that don't surface, that might be flowing to a storm sewer that nobody knows about. So they're trying to target these leaks that are happening underground that nobody knows about.
Have we found anything out of curiosity?
So we have, I want to say about 30 or 40 of those leaks per year are found on that program.
Okay.
And then that gets prioritized for repair based on how bad the leak appears to be.
Thank you. No, I don't have any.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Just a quick question on your impact statement. Can you use an example of a minor disruption that's to be expected?
Minor disruption. So that would be like if we had to do any sort of meter repair or meter replacement, we would have to schedule a time with the business to actually we'd have to shut their water off, take the meter off, actually do a repair on it, or if we had to swap the meter out, there would be just a small amount of time that we would have to shut their water off to perform the
Okay,
repair.
so there's no, like, what my thought is, there's no type of control by the sensor to turn off the meter, or these. or in which
Yeah,
way?
no, that's not I'm not aware that this technology
Right.
has that.
It's a blank, it's a pretty much general statement, so I just want to make sure there's no disruption beyond just the time to replace the meter.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Motion approved?
Motion approved by Telmesiacos, second Jan Lesch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Okay, next item.
Item 23-0642, a resolution authorizing a contract with Performance Construction and Engineering LLC, 217 West John Street, Plano, Illinois, 60545, in the amount of $858,878.00 for the East Park Avenue and South Avenue sewer separation and water main replacement project located in wards 3 and 4.
Good afternoon, John Hoffman again. So this is a sewer separation project. We recently came through with a smoke testing in the CSO4 basin. So this is a project that, this is the third project this year for sewer separation where we are trying to eliminate the number of inlets that are taking surface water and then dumping those into our combined sewer system. So the issue there is it can surcharge the system, and then it can increase the amount of overflows we have into the Fox River, which is regulated by an IEPA permit. So this is all part of that initiative to reduce those flows into the combined sewer. So we have about 10 inlets that are being removed with 1,300 feet of storm sewer. Another benefit is East Park Avenue has 4-inch water main on it. So that 4-inch water main is, we have generally identified throughout town to be replaced and upsized to our current standard of 8-inch. So we'll be replacing 600 feet of water main for that, and then also we have 30 lead service replacements. So we went out to bid in August. We received 4 bids. Performance Construction Engineering was the lowest bidder. We worked with them on numerous projects in the past. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Questions, comments? Motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion by Manuel Amas, second by John Lash. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 23-0675, a resolution authorizing the Director of Purchasing to accept per ton dump fees from Rochelle Landfill for the disposal of non-special and special excavated spoils.
Good afternoon, Mike Houston, Superintendent of Water and Sewer Maintenance. I'm presenting a resolution to adopt unit prices for disposal of non-CCDD excavated spoils generated from various projects performed by the Water and Sewer Maintenance Division. There were 2 bids received, with the lowest being Rochelle Landfill, at the price of $17 per ton. The state requires non-CCDD materials to be disposed of at a certified facility like the Rochelle Landfill. I ask that the committee allows us to adopt these unit prices to continue the disposal of excavated spoils from the Water and Sewer Division.
Questions, comments?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Emmanuel Lamas, second Emmanuel John Lash. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion pass 4-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, no other items? Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Telmesiacos, second John Lash. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn the meeting at 4:15 p.m. Thank you very much.